Move your mouse left slightly coming out of this cutscene to get a better angle. In this game there's a lot of downtime between levels, so make sure to optimize your lines when going from level to level. During this tutorial I'm going to cut out any parts that are just walking. Make sure to get ahead of Ron here and stay ahead of him. If he overtakes you, you lose a few seconds to him blocking your path. Walk straight forward and hit the cutscene. Hold left and forward to climb up these stairs quickly, and then jump at the right time to get this other cutscene without grabbing the ledge. Taking the railings is almost always faster when it comes to staircase movement. Make sure you land on the inner side of the railing, otherwise it won't go up. You can save a bit of time here by jumping up early. The collision is very weird, so I would just mess with it for a little while before doing runs. You're going to want to intentionally fail this spell lesson. Completing it correctly gives you house points, which will cost you time in the Bean bonus room. You can shoot this crab before the cutscene, then you can hit him twice to push him into the pit. Once you activate the bridge here, you want to time it so that you jump as early as possible and are already holding forward. Stun this guy as early as possible, and if you went fast enough you should be able to knock him in 2 hits. This guy sometimes takes 3. Jump here to get through these opening bars faster. After you hit these crabs in, you can actually jump early and get a lead on the platform that's going to come up beneath you like this. If you did it correctly, the platform will catch you and you won't die. There's a trick here where you can actually grab a polygon in the wall, and then you can tap backwards slightly and then jump, and then hold forwards in midair to grab the ledge. Shoot this as early as you can so you don't get stuck on it. The pattern for these is always the same. This is the strat that I use. Sometimes that can happen if you're too far left when shooting this. To combat that, flick your mouse right, but not too fast or else that'll happen. You can jump here if you want, but usually you just end up grabbing the ledge, which is slower, so I recommend waiting. For this part, you have to jump across the gap. The best way I find is to let go of all your movement keys as soon as the cutscene starts, and then just hold double forward and jump again once you land onto the lip, like this. I jumped a little too early there, let's try that again. I got a long ledge grab there. If you do it better, you can get a medium or even a short grab. This guy takes a few hits to get into this, depending on what cycle he's on when you get here. Time this right, and you can go through a little more quickly. Up here you can save a tiny bit of time by taking a good line. For these crabs that fall from the ceiling, there is a fast way to do them. Once you hit the cutscene trigger, you want to hit the crabs in midair with Rictusempra and then again with Flipendo before they hit the ground. For both crabs, I'm going to attempt to show it off. Alright, so that could happen where your Rictusempra hits, but then your Flipendo doesn't. This is very hard to do in Glitchless because you can't pause cast. So your best bet is being right underneath the crab when it happens. Try not to look too high. Try to look right at the crab. That was nearly it. I actually did that a little too early. Ideally, you get him in a one hit. And there he hessed. That helps out a little bit. If you can't hit the first crab in, you can always just bail and go for the second crab instead. It's a little bit easier. Sometimes. For this next part, you have to hit 4 crabs into this pit to lower the star platform enough. These crabs are very annoying, and these metal poles have collision. So you want to be very careful. These crabs control you, so you want to make sure they're right at the edge of the platform before you hit them off, and you don't want to hit them into these metal poles, because they will not go in. Try to take as good of a line as you can. If you're fast enough, these blocks will not push you off. You can do something kind of tricky with the last one, which is, even if it's pushing, you can still jump.
And makes the save! Here comes the Hufflepuff Seeker!
I have it!